Hi there, and good Sunday evening to you, this 29th of December 2013. Well, go Eagles, as they will try to win the division tonight down in Dallas, Texas. Let's take a look at the full National Weather Ranger briefing here over the course of the next week. So we have a potential storm in the Northeast on Friday. How cold will it get, and how long will it stay cold, and will it warm up? Let's take a look at your details. Looking at the National Enhanced Infrared Satellite Imagery, we can see the storm up here in the northeast that moved up the east coast overnight and into today. This storm is exiting off to the northeast right now, and rain will be coming to an end if it has not already. And we can see down here in Texas, this is just part of an active disturbance coming through of an active southern branch of the jet stream that has been quite active this month and is across the southern part of the United States. And over here in the northwest part of the United States, we can see the northern branch of the Arctic, or polar jet stream rather, that is spilling disturbances and energy into the northwest part of the United States rather. And these two jet streams will combine this weekend, causing a coastal storm, which will more than likely be up in New England and Maine, northeastern Pennsylvania, north of New York is what I'm thinking at this point. Right now we can see the low pressure systems aloft, or at the surface, rather, excuse me, and we can see the rather heavier rain bands over southern New York right now, and also a disturbance in the southern part of the jet stream, and showers and even some thunderstorms here over Florida, as this branch of the jet stream will remain rather active. High pressure out here in the northern Great Plains and cold, not unusual for this time of year. Nice weather out in California, and also some disturbances moving through in the upper levels of the atmosphere and the jet stream, as these disturbances will continue to push eastward and will cause some snow showers over the northern Great Plains over the next few days, as a series of Alberta clippers will join up with the jet stream, hop on the jet stream train and ride eastward, and spilling its snow and all its goodies across the the northern part of the country. Winter radar, we can see over the northeast some embedded heavier rain, and this radar is not always accurate at showing exactly where it's snowing. It was snowing earlier today in central Pennsylvania, a wet snow, and especially in the higher elevations. And it's showing some snow here over northern Pennsylvania, up into New York, and now changing over to snow across New Hampshire and Vermont. Keep in mind, this type of radar is not always 100% accurate. It just estimates where the rain snow line is, and as it's moving into Maine here. Taking a look at the national picture, this doesn't have the radar on it for some reason. Looks like we were having some technical difficulties getting the radar on here in the northeast, but raining everywhere in the northeast and snowing in certain locations. We currently have 49 degrees at Philly, the international airport. We have 36 up here in Williamsport. We have 39 out here in Harrisburg. 49 down in the district. So this soggy condition for us in the northeast, this is going to be heading out. If you're flying to the Midwest, bring your winter gear. It's cold as there's high pressure in charge out here. We currently have 17 degrees out here in Nebraska, and also in the 20s out here in Kansas. And we have negative temperatures up here, cold up here in Minnesota. -2 in the Twin Cities right now, all the way up in northwestern part of Minnesota. We have 13 below. I don't know who would be traveling to northwest Minnesota, but if you are, it's going to be awfully cold. We have 47 out here in Seattle, or actually Seattle is right in here, and we have the mid-40s and overcast and rainy. Not surprising for that time of year. There, if you want to go down to Florida, it's 79 degrees in Miami right now. However, it's raining across the portions of the state right here. Again, the radar is not being shown in the northeast or anywhere else where it's raining right now for some reason. So that's why we were shifting to show you this map instead, where it actually shows you the precipitation right now. So what's going on with the East Coast potential storm this coming Friday? This is the European model right here, and this does a good job with the medium range. However, it's not gospel. It doesn't mean that this is what's going to happen. This is just guidance. The European brings this piece of energy on Thursday and swings it across the eastern part of the United States, as we can see our surface low right here. And that surface low, let's take it into Friday morning at 7 a.m. Takes this surface low out to sea, and with a still good chunk of energy over the eastern part of the United States. And it's going to be cold, as this line right here is the requirement for snow, and anywhere north of that is cold, and cold enough to snow, more than definitely. So what we're thinking at this point is that this low pressure system is going to skate along the coast and bring snow to mainly New England. So if you want to snowboard or ski, or you like going to the ski resorts, definitely head up here into the New England area. It's not that long of a flight from Philadelphia to go to Manchester, New Hampshire, or Philadelphia to Boston. Be nice skiing weather this weekend coming up Friday and Saturday in New England. That's pretty much what this storm's going to do. And it just gets cold as that storm exits off into the Canadian Maritime. And then we start to see a slight warm-up again heading into Sunday. So it got cold, it got freezing, but it's not going to stay that way, as this model here, the European, again, is showing southwesterly flow on Sunday heading into next week. So another warm-up is actually in store after this system moves off into the Canadian Maritimes, and it's good skiing weather for anybody up in New England, or snowboarding, depends on which your preference is. Taking a look at the GFS ensemble plots heading into Friday morning at 7 a.m. Not very good agreement for a Philly snowstorm for us here, as you want to have all these ensemble models in agreement. And one thing that they can agree on is precipitation output here on all the ensemble members in New England. Anywhere up in New England has output here, but it's looking like it's more and more leaving Philly, us, out of the picture here for a major snow event on Friday. So once again, head up into New England, because this is where all the snow is forecasted to fall. This is the high-resolution NAM model, which is good for the short term, and this model is actually through Tuesday, I believe, New Year's Eve, or maybe even New Year's Day. Most of this heavy snow is from this storm that is exiting the region tonight. In fact, it's going to start snowing like crazy up here tonight, according to this model, and into tomorrow. Again, great snow from New England. The pattern is New England's going to keep getting hit over and over and over with these snow events, and especially on Friday and Saturday. We think that this, anywhere from this line here, let me use this new nifty tool that we got here at Weather Ranger, anywhere from this line northward, we think it's all going to be snow up here on Friday. Okay, so all of New England right now is just going to get walloped. If you like skiing, you like snowboarding, this is the place that you want to head to, especially if you have some time off this weekend. It would be great at the ski resorts. Probably be busy, but for a good reason. Let's back it out here so you can see the big picture. Across the northern tier of the United States, a series of clippers is going to be responsible for most of the snow here over the northern half of the country. As we get to nickel and dime situations with a bunch of clippers that just like to move on the jet stream out of Alberta like this. And this will cause dustings to an inch, maybe even a couple inches, 3 inches at a time. Nothing major, but the frequency of the storms is going to be pretty great, pretty high as they move down from Alberta, as a series of disturbances move across into the northeast as well, adding to the already high snowpack in the New England area. And not a big surprise, we also have some snow, fresh snow, going to be happening in the higher elevations of the Rockies. Some snow output here just east of the Four Corners. Also into the mountains of the Appalachians, the mountains of eastern Kentucky, eastern Tennessee, western North Carolina, and West Virginia, as some of these clippers will be responsible for some of the snow. And we might get some light snow here as this system tonight is currently exiting our region up and off to the northeast. Let's take a look at your temperature trend here over the next 7 days or so. And it looks like the highs for tomorrow make it up into the 40s for the major cities. However, it's going to be cold here along the Great Lakes, highs in the 20s, And up in the northern part of the country and the northern part of the United States, we have highs only making it into this negative single digits, so not even breaking zero up here for the high temperatures. And the wind will make it feel a lot colder up here in the northern part of the country. Out in California, 70s and 60s, and also down in Florida, the 80s. Those are the places to escape. If you want to get down here from the upper plains, this is where you escape the cold from. Taking it into your Tuesday, high temperatures in Philly, 40 degrees, according to this model guidance here. So we can safely say it's going to be above freezing and very, very cold here in the Minnesota, North Dakota area. And let's take it into Wednesday here. We see 33 degrees for the high, but this is a front that's going to come through, and it already should have on Monday and Tuesday, so we think that these temperatures could be a little warm. We might even want to take it down in the 20s for the high on Wednesday rather than for 33. On Thursday, it looks like we go up to 39 degrees. However, I still think that that's overdone by this model because of this Arctic front that's going to be pushing down into the northeast and spilling its air over top of us, and also New York City and even D.C. and Boston. So we definitely want to keep an eye on this Arctic front because these temperatures are going to be way high and overdone. So if you're just buying into this model here and just looking at these temperatures only, it's going to bust. Much of our other competitors, no names, but they will just look at these numbers and just throw them out there as a forecast, but we think it's going to be a lot colder than this. And you heard it first right here on Weather Ranger. Taking it into your Friday highs, this is more like it, only in the 20s. Struggles to reach 21 degrees in Philly and 23 up in New York and 30 down here in the district, as this is the cold dome of air across the northern Great Plains and also the northeast, setting up for our New England snowstorm. And on Saturday, it looks like highs only freezing in Philly, up in the teens up here in northern New England, which would be perfect ski and snowboard weather if that's what you like. Head up there for that. On Sunday, we start to see a rebound. This is actually pretty accurate over here, as southwest flow indicated by that one European model that I showed you earlier. Air will be coming up from the southern United States and up into the northeast as temperatures will slowly moderate from Sunday and as we get back into a warming trend. As always, thank you for choosing Weather Ranger for your premier source for weather information and forecast. We always keep our videos and graphics and text products updated here. Check back often. Again, we have this possible New England snowstorm on Friday and Saturday. If you like skiing, head up into New England. It gets cold across the northern part of the country and also in the northeast from Tuesday through the rest of the week through Saturday. But then we see a slow warm-up next week as temperatures begin to moderate on Sunday. Keep it right here to weatherranger.com for your latest updates, and we're going to go update the other forecast videos and graphics. So enjoy the rest of your Sunday and have a good day tomorrow as we begin our work week. Take care.